G'day, Sparkmilly here, and welcome back to our season finale of our Red Bull Motorsport Manager F1 2022 Manager Mod save. Alright, I hope you're all having a spectacular day / night, depending where you're watching from. Today we've got the season 1 finale of our Red Bull career here. Now, we did put up a poll for if we're going to do a season 2 or move on to another series. But I'm going to leave that poll going for a couple more days before I decide, so make sure to jump onto that poll and have your say. We're going to look to maybe play Fire Fantasy 2022, which is another mod. It's a bit more of a fantasy type of mod, could be a bit of fun, but I'm more than happy to do a second season with the Red Bull. I have a few ideas on how to shake it up. But that being said, if you've enjoyed the series so far, make sure to leave a like, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and leave any thoughts, feedback, suggestions in the comment section below. Also, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who commented on the last 4 videos and just help support the series in general. This first season has been insane for all the comments, all the views, all the likes. I appreciate you all so much if you stuck through this first season. We've had some slow races, we've had some really fun ones, but to know you guys are always along for the ride is honestly amazing, and I cannot appreciate you enough. But enough making you guys wait for this finale, let's get into it. Alright, prep time for Yas Marina. So we're at the very end of the season now. Obviously we built that suspension last time out. It is an illegal part, it's for next year. We already established that, so we're just going to keep improving the performance of that and hopefully get it up to the best standard we possibly can. As far as designing a new part goes, I spent ages, like when I say ages, I mean a couple minutes going through each part, seeing what we can build in time. There wasn't really anything. So we're going to build another suspension. It's going to be an insane suspension, legendary even, and be cracking almost 1700 on performance points. But I don't think it will be done in time. So we're going to see what happens when you're building a part as you go on to the next season. It's probably going to be a very basic experiment that we're just going to lose that part, but we'll see what happens anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much all we've done this prep. We had some like dodgy email from the FIA chairman about some covering up some media scandal. We're going to lose 50 chairman happiness, but we'll get 1 voting power. I don't see any sort of value in that, so I said no to him, called him a dodgy fella. But yeah, that apart from calling the FIA president a dodgy fella, not much really happened this prep. On to the final qualifying session for the season. Now, we've had no rain at Yas Marina, as we so rarely do, but in Q3 here, luckily I checked, because the whole second half of the session was rainy, which is very strange. I feel like Yas Marina doesn't get that much rain in the game, but anyway, we got it today, and I tried to time the runs to go just before the rain, because obviously that's when the track grip's at the highest as the evolution of the track continues. I think I must have mistimed Perez's run horribly, because he was half a second slower than Verstappen, and will start in 8th place, but Verstappen's on pole, but Perez is obviously the main focus of the championship fight, so a bit disappointing there, but hopefully we can make the best out of 8th spot. Alright, race day here, the final race day, let's do it. So there is clouds on the forecast. Does that mean rain? Not by the early signs, it doesn't look like there will be, but we've got a bit of work to do today. We sure have our work cut out. I mean, I don't think Perez needs to win this race. Obviously, it would be ideal if he did, but from 8th place, that's going to be quite difficult. But on strategy, we might be able to do it. But I think he just needs to finish 7th or higher. But yeah, just like a quick plug before this race starts, as we scroll down the grid. I have released I'm going to release an hour after this video, my Australian Grand Prix race review. So make sure to check that out if that interests you. There's some footage that I took while being at the racetrack, so maybe check that out. But yeah, enough the plugs over. Let's get into this race. Now, we are going to watch on board with Perez, because I mean, he's the main focus today, and it's a good start. He's actually got Russell alongside of him, and Verstappen drops right down the grid straight away, which is less than ideal, but at least Alonso's in front, not Hamilton, but I don't know how much longer that'll keep up. Perez still down in 7th, but a long way to go in this race still. Obviously, 65 laps is quite a long Grand Prix. But he's going to go down the inside of Leclerc here. He gets it done. He's moving his way through the grid nicely. He's got an Alpine of Ocon, though, challenging. And now we actually got our boys challenging each other. But Ocon will get past. Verstappen gets past Ricciardo. Oh, they're still battling. Ricciardo wins out. Perez takes advantage of Verstappen battling with the McLaren. And now we just do not want Perez to crash out of this Grand Prix. That would be bad. So very bad. Because right now, as it stands, he is world champion by quite some distance. So But if Verstappen moves up to first, which surely it's only a matter of time with only an Alpine between him and first place of this Grand Prix, it could make things a bit more interesting as you get 7 more points. But while we're speaking of that, Verstappen's actually re-overtaken Perez, but we're going to tell him to chill out a bit on tyres and fuel because he just cannot look after fuel as much as Perez. We'll tell Perez to chill out on the tyres a bit as well so he can execute this one-stop strategy very nicely. We're chucking in 12 times here a little bit as we lose out to Ricciardo, obviously on the softer tyre, so that's to be expected early on. But as we've seen so many times this season, our race strategy usually prevails with the less pit stop and the longer runs. So we'll see what happens here. Speeding through this Grand Prix at lightning speed. Alright, time to execute our pit strategy. So we're going to bring in Verstappen now. Oh, you know what? Let's bring in Perez. Perez is going to come in first. And hopefully he can undercut Verstappen just a tad, just a little bit. We're going to tell him to attack, give it all he's got going into the pits in the first lap out of the pits. I've waited a bit longer to pit the boys on this tyre because we do actually have to push on this tyre to keep it in good, well, stop it from underheating. And obviously underheating is not what we want because that increases the chance of crashes. So that's the reason why we went a bit longer on this first stint, so we can push on the second stint without killing our tyres completely. But as you can see there, Hamilton has already killed those tyres. I feel like he's been on them for, yeah, about 20 laps. So he's done a good effort to kill them. But Perez sets the fastest lap of the race, surely, no personal best. So we're lacking a bit in Sector 3 because he's gone purple in the first 2 sectors and not taken the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. But that could be the soft, I call it a soft core team order, where we just sort of undercut, you know, just quietly undercut the other car. But we're going to bring in Verstappen now. He should come out behind Perez, so all is good. But we're right on board with him to catch any mistakes. Hopefully there's no mistakes. As he comes into the pit now, he's looking after his fuel nicely. And now Perez just zooms past. So again, soft core team order works to perfection. We love to see it. And, oh no, it didn't. It didn't work. I swear I saw him speed past. Maybe Perez made a mistake. I'm very confused. Anyway, well, that didn't work out as expected, but that's fine. We'll move on. I think I just realized why. Because on this track, the pit lane exit is actually quite an advantage. So you come in here, and then you go out right there. So yeah, it's quite an advantage pitting, really. You don't lose that much time because you literally skip the first couple of corners. So that would be the reason why Perez speeding past him on this pit straight doesn't necessarily mean he got the overtake. So a bit of a unique track in that sense, but the top 3 drivers still got a pit. Hamilton can win this race. It really doesn't matter now because Perez is in a decent point-paying position, but he can't drop much lower than this, as we know, as there was only 6 points between them. Alright, we're going to have to do it, aren't we? We're going to tell him to allow his teammate through, conserve, go low. We just want Perez to not have to worry about this championship at all. We'll tell him to push in the tyre, get right up and close with Max Verstappen. If it's a team order, then okay, I remember this. Ooh, Max is a bit forceful there. Max is getting a bit discontent with the team orders here. But we're going to keep him allow teammate through just because, you know, don't try and overtake Perez. That's basically what I'm trying to say there. But Perez up into 4th. He will gain more points now. Surely Verstappen, I think Verstappen might get a bit upset by the end of the season that we've prioritized Perez so much. But hey, that's just how the race panned out. If he didn't DNF in all those races, he would have been the focus of this last race, but he's not because he DNF'd so much. But we got Perez up in 4th. We'll probably get Norris now as he'll have to come into the pits again, and we'll be on the podium. Alright, we're entering the final lap of the Grand Prix here. We've told Perez to push, give it his all, try and take that fastest lap off. I think Leclerc has it at the moment. And we might regret it if he crashes out, but he won't want to crash out because his World Championship hopes to heavily rely on him finishing this race. He will actually finish in 2nd as Alonso did pit, even though being on the medium. So quite interesting development there, but he didn't win this race by the looks of it unless Hamilton pits or something. But even if he pits on the start-finish straight, he will still finish the race halfway down the pit lane, so he should be fine. But Sergio Perez is not improving on this lap. We're just going to tell him to pull out. We don't want any shenanigans robbing us of this celebration. But Perez does one final lap of the Yas Marina circuit after 64 laps of working hard to get from 8th to 2nd. Even after we botched the qualifying, he still put an absolute shift with a cheeky team order in there as well. I mean, thank you Verstappen for actually letting him pass this time. I was having Singapore flashbacks, but anyway, Hamilton takes the checkered flag. It doesn't matter. It's all going to be in vain. He's choked the lead. Sergio Perez is officially a world champion. Officially a world champion. Congratulations to the Mexican. An absolutely unreal season for him. He won so many races, was so consistent, and yeah, he fully deserves this. Congratulations, Perez. You are officially the F1 world champion.
This is for you guys.
And there is the confirmation. It was a story tale finish. He took control of the championship in the last 3 races at his home Grand Prix, the first home Grand Prix that he won. And we caught Hamilton at that race. It was just, I can't believe we caught Hamilton, to be honest. It looked pretty dark at some points in the season, but we prevailed. And of course, we've known this for quite some time, but we are also Constructors Championship, which was our other goal this season. So we hit both our targets, which is just awesome. Autosport, congratulations on securing the Formula 1 title. What was the secret? You can't pinpoint anything. The entire team just showed up in the right moments. It was awesome. It was just, the whole team worked so well together. Very professional answer there, but yeah, wow. Alright, now we go about fitting our illegal parts. That engine is kind of obsolete now, so we're not even going to bother equipping that. We're going to equip that second front wing to the second car, and we have a big illegal part here that I want to use. That's right, the suspension. Look at that increase. Even if we don't get the new suspension, that 16.41 is already a massive boost. And as you see, we're the best in every area and the best car on grid. Fantastic. Championship prize money, how much we adding to the kitty? 118 million. Wow, we are rich right now with $337 million. Now, do we get Team Boss this season? Yes, we do. Let's go. Bring out the confetti again. I don't even care. Driver of the season? Sergio Perez, double confetti. Let's do it. So, new regulations for next year, of course, are just the removal of Interlagos, which was quite a bizarre decision. I said it at the time. Hopefully, I might try and get that back without breaking the save, hopefully, but we'll see how we go. And High Tech have accepted the offer of promotion of Formula 1. As a result, Haas will fall into Formula 2. Well, that spices things up a little bit. As you can see there, they are another UK-based team. So Haas, finishing with just 2 points, will be relegated. And how much did High Tech win by? That's the real question. They won by a fair margin for Formula 2. Interesting. Usually it's promo that comes up. Alright, pre-season has begun. Car design unlocked. So that is where we're going to leave this episode. We do have a sponsorship offer, but that's for next season to worry about. If we do another one, make sure to vote in the poll. Leave any comments down below as well. But Sergio Perez is world champion. Bringing that confetti out one more time. We're Constructors, double confetti. Let's do it. But I hope you've enjoyed this first season. In all seriousness, thank you very much for all the support. It's been awesome, and I appreciate it so much. But make sure to leave one final like on this first season. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and leave any thoughts, feedback, suggestions in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your feedback on any possible driver moves for next season. I've got a couple ideas in my head, but that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're watching now, you're a champion, and I will see you in the next one.